What's up, sarsaparillas? It's your girl Sassy J, and welcome back to my channel. Or welcome back, guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe and like the video. Whether or not you're new to the channel, please like the video. Thank you, guys. I wasn't actually gonna do a review today, to be honest. I was questioning whether I should continue to do the reviews, if I was to be completely honest with you. Especially because today's just not been the day for me. But I thought, let me just come on and give my 1-2 cents, because it seems to have been a good episode, and I like a good episode, okay? But anyways, we saw the aftermath of I don't know what to call it, boys' night, movie, boy, I don't know what we need to call that, honey. But we saw the aftermath where, well, before we saw the aftermath, we saw the one-to-one dates. And I'm gonna be completely honest, and this might not be the most popular opinion. You might, because you guys might be thinking the same as me anyways. I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel, knowing that we're only 1 week in, 5 days at that point, right? I don't think the dates were that horrendous. I will say Harry's, I'll get back to Harry. Let's forget about Harry for a moment. I'll get back to him. Dijon's, I feel like, yes, he was flirty, but we all flirt when we're on dates, right? And he's always said he's open to get to know other people. He's always said this to Meg. So at the end of the day, the opportunity has presented itself for him to get to know somebody. So surely you're going to go into it and you're going to be flirty, naturally. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie. He was laughing his head off. Him and, was it Malisha? Been laughing their head off. And every time they have a conversation together, you can see them just laughing, and it's good because it shows that there's something there. There's some sort of chemistry there, and I think that chemistry is becoming very threatening to Meg. I'll get on to Meg in a minute, but I don't think I don't think he was disrespectful. I feel like normally when we go on a date, when we're trying to know multiple people, the other person is not seeing what I'm doing on my date. So realistically, when I go on that date, I'm trying to decide whether you're for me. So therefore, there's certain things I want to say. I'm going to be flirty. I'm going to have rapid comebacks. I'll have a few things to say that, you know, it might come across a little bit, you know what I mean? But at the same time, that's what we do when we're getting to know somebody. And I don't think he was rude. So the way I felt Meg handled the situation, it was a little bit bunny boiler for me. Bunny boiler. And this, my man, honey. Out your man and your man and your man and your man and your man, girl, show me your finger. I'm not gonna ring pan the finger. If you don't have a ring, you don't have a mister. How much time I tell her that? Sure. So I don't understand why she's acting like they're in a full-blown relationship and some random person is trying to have a conversation with him in the club or pub or whatever. Like, I just feel like she needs to pipe down. And you can see where that was really turning Dijon off. And rightly so, because at the end of the day, it's early days. It's early days. I don't think he lied in that setting. I don't think he was doing anything for us to call him a fraud or super disrespectful. Like I said, if they're both open to know other people, then surely you're going to put that same energy into getting to know somebody, right? The same energy that you probably would have been giving Meg in Dijon's kind of defense. You know what I'm saying? So I think Meg she's acting like one's that flown over the cuckoo's nest. I think she needs to calm down because she's about to lose this man. Second of all, like, you know, we saw where he was saying to everyone, like, listen, it's the conversation that they had did not go well, and she was still bringing that same negative energy, he was going to call it quits. Now, it did end up going okay, the chat, even though she interrupted him and Malisha on the terrace. And I just feel like, why would you need to go to the terrace to go and interrupt it? Just let them finish talk and then you go and talk to him. I will say that I definitely respected the fact that he dismissed the hideaway situation right away, because I feel like that was him showing respect in that moment, because he knew that would have just escalated things. Yes, I know the terrace is known for, you know, whatever it's known for, but at the same time, you know, the terrace is still better than going to the hideaway, because at least people can see what's going on the terrace. They cannot see what's going on in the hideaway. Do you know what I'm saying? So I respect him for that, but I just feel like she needs to calm herself down. And then look, when you think, okay, peace and safety, and look, now when you think it's peace and safety, is now sudden destruction, because guess what? She's gone now. what's her name, pulled her, Malisha pulled her for a chat. And I don't think Malisha even got a chance to say what she was going to say. Meg just kept going on about, you apologize for disrespecting me and for shouting and saying that you were talking to him. No, the girl did not apologize for talking to him. What's this? What's going on here? She did not apologize for talking to Dejan. She apologized for shouting across to her, which, to be honest with you, I would have shouted across to you too, because I would have been like, are you talking about me? Are you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Malisha was in that wrong anyways. And she did apologize, which was a grown-up thing to do. But she was not in the wrong. I'm so sorry, because you were trying to call my name, because you were trying to act like you're bad at talking about how you said things with your chest. Honey, do you know what I'm saying? So me personally, I just feel like this situation now is going to completely throw Dejan off. And I don't think he's going to... I don't know. I don't think he's going to want to stick around here, because you could see some chemistry going on with him and Malisha. And I just feel like the whole jealousy, the whole kind of territorial behavior from Meg is going to turn him off, because she's screaming, but you took my man. You're trying to do my man. No, he's not your man. He is not your man. And I know for sure that's what Dejan is sitting there thinking. I am not your man, girl. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I will go on to the date with Connor. Now, Connor was very, I would say, he was trying not to, I think the way he had, now Connor, I feel the way that, now let's go on to the date with Connor. Connor, I feel like, tried to find the balance. He was flirting, but he was also trying not to be disrespectful. I think, like, you could see that he was trying not to be. However, when he got back to the villa, even before he got back to the villa, however, when he got back to the villa, or even before he got back to the villa, when Tony was just like, yay, my king, I mean, I think our standards are so low. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I can agree to say, I feel like I don't think Connor did anything wrong. And I don't think Dejan did anything wrong. But realistically, you could see that Connor was interested, and he basically made it very clear he was interested in that person. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was the same kind of flirtiness that Dejan was doing. So I don't understand why she was saying, oh, my king, he was very respectful. It was in the same way. Do you know what I'm saying? It was in the same way. I feel like the standards are so low. If you are thinking that Dejan is disrespectful, but the other person is not disrespectful, I just feel like, what is this? Second of all, that's me just saying that, by the way. But in general, and basically what I'm trying to say is, in a situation, not this particular one, because I will say it's early days, so they should be able to do whatever they want to do. But however, say the way that these girls are looking at it, I'm talking from the way that they're looking at it, right? And where they think they are with these boys. They're thinking that Dejan shouldn't have been so flirty, Connor is doing the same thing. Why is Connor's one more accepting? You guys will have to comment and let me know. I just feel like it was the same kind of flirtiness. I just don't get it. It's probably because Dejan was Connor was laughing quite a lot as well. So I just don't really get it. The one I would say that was disrespectful is Harry. And the reason why I think Harry's one was disrespectful is because why was Harry talking about Shakira the whole time? I know she did ask him about a Shakira, but I feel like Harry should have diverted the conversation. And you know what? I don't know. I feel like he should have I think Harry is basically in a one-sided relationship in his head, or a one-sided unfinished business situationship in his head, because Shakira is obviously moved forward and she don't look like she's much at all interested in Harry. So I don't understand what this one-sided business is that he keeps talking about, because there's none on Shakira's path. So I really don't understand this. But most of the time he kept talking about Shakira the whole time, and he was very much open flirting with the Yasmin person, which I will say, Yasmin, I will find annoying if she doesn't pipe down, because even the conversation she's having with Shay, and she's like, well, I think that Ramel fancy me. I think a lot of the boys in here fancy me. Babe, stop blowing up wind up your own butthole, because at the end of the day, yeah, you can be, because confidence is one thing, but confidence, when you have confidence, you don't put other people down. And I feel like she wasn't very mindful of how the stuff that she was saying about the people, especially when it comes to Tony and stuff. I feel like she wasn't so mindful of these things. And you can be confident, but you don't need to be an asshole about it. I think there's arrogance there, not confidence. I'd say it's arrogance coming from her part, because she thinks everybody fancies her in the villa. And to be honest with you, she's an attractive girl. However, out of the 3 bombshells that went in, she's the least attractive. So I feel like if all the guys fancy you, then obviously all the guys will fancy the other girls too, right? But no, it doesn't mean that's the case, because people, yes, physical attraction is important, but people also go by personality. And at the end of the day, her personality at the moment is not really coming across as something that is attractive. That's my opinion. I just feel like she needs to calm down and cool. As for the whole Malisha and Meg situation, I personally feel like Malisha was trying to handle the situation in a good way. Meg she needs to calm down, because at the end of the day, this ownership thing, she needs to calm down. And I honestly feel like Malisha has a really good chance of getting Dijon, because you can see how they are. I feel like she deals with the situation a lot more calm and level-headed. Obviously, today you see where she got a bit annoyed because of the conversation that she and Meg was having. And to be honest, listen, even a saint would get annoyed, because Meg sometimes, I think she's just taking things way too far. Way too far, and she needs to be very careful, because if she keeps going, I'm gonna keep looking around for her bunny and a saucepan of water or something, or a boiling pan of water, because at any moment it looks like she's about to do the unspeakable. So I don't know what all this craziness is about, and she needs to really calm down and leave it alone. That's what I'm really gonna say. The whole thing with Helen, I feel like Helen and Harry, I was watching, and I could see where, you know, he has some serious narcissistic traits, because on the terrace, he's basically trying to say to her, and this is kind of gaslighting, oh, well, you know, if you're not happy, I don't want you to be unhappy. I'd rather you be alone than unhappy. Because you want to move on to somebody else, you're saying all of this. And I just feel like it gets to a point where, as ladies, we need to prioritize our own self, because she fell right into that trap, and before you know it, she's all smiley and working around. Harry is talking a lot of shit. I don't think he means anything. I don't think he knows what he wants. And I know for a fact that this man seems to be confused or using the same lines just to, I don't think he knows what he wants, and he's using these same lines because he thinks that this is what women want to hear. I'm ready to settle down. You know, I want to get married and all these kind of stuff. He's just telling women what he thinks they want to hear, right? That's all he's doing, and it's just really annoying. For the whole situation when the girls started arguing, Meg and Malisha, I felt like Megan should have not gotten involved. I don't know why Megan got involved, because she was not there to experience the full conversation. She should have minded her own business. At the end of the day, I understand these are bombshells and you guys might feel a bit threatened, but at the end of the day, they came in to do what they needed to do. And, you know, it's Love Island, not Friend Island. But Megan should have just stayed out of that one, because she doesn't know the full story. Understand what the full story is first, and then you can put a 2 cent in if you choose to do so. But I feel like they need to kind of give these girls a chance, because realistically, if it was the shoe was on the other foot, they would want to. Emily and what's his name, Connor, obviously she made a comment about the coffee in the mornings, and he was like, well, I'm not quite sure, because I gave Tony coffee this morning, so I'm gonna have to hold off. But he didn't, so made a coffee, and I think he gave the coffee to Emily. And I'm just thinking to myself, did he just say that he made a coffee for Tony, but he's giving it to Emily? I could have sworn I heard something like that. So guys, if that's what it is, please let me know. But I could have sworn that's what he said, and I thought to myself, you know what I'm saying? It's obviously, he told the boys that there's my mind is fully clear. I know exactly. I'm not like in two minds. He basically wants Emily. So it's just a matter of time of when he's going to be completely honest with Tony, because he's like, I'm going to keep talking to Tony. Yeah, but you've already just made up your mind, because you're saying you have clear view of what you want. So if that's the case, he needs to now tell Tony for her to go and do what she needs to do. For me personally, I actually really like Tony. Tony has grown on me. I like how, you know, confident she is within herself. I like how outspoken she is. I like that she stands up for herself. I really like that about Tony. And I also like that about Malisha. And I feel like Malisha will cause an impact in the villa. Tony, I definitely just want him to send somebody in for her, because I feel like she's not been having the best time. And I feel like she's also low-key settling with Connor. I don't think she realized it yet. I think it's because at the moment there's no potential for her. So when you're in that place and you feel a bit lonely, you might find yourself just sticking to what is there and what's available. I feel like, you know, naturally they don't match. And I feel like somebody should come in for her, because you know what? I'm really liking this girl. I think she's so lovely, to be honest. Yes, her sense of humor might be slightly different, but she's really grown on me. I really do like her. But anyways, guys, I hope I haven't missed out anything that I wanted to touch on. I hope not. Anyways, I'm going to end this video. This video went on a lot longer than I expected it to be honest with you. I'm going to let you guys know whether I'm going to keep doing the reviews, because at the moment, as I said, I am just not feeling myself right now, and I think maybe I just need to take a step back. But let's see. I say that, but then I might see tomorrow's episode and it just makes me have to do a review. So, you know, I just never know. I really don't know, but I'll keep you guys updated. But anyways, guys, if we're still here and you haven't yet thumbs up the video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys. But for now, keep it sassy, licious.